So, urban development. Urban development is a topic, and this topic is important in paper 1 also. Paper 1 may be important, and in paper 3 also, right? So, first of all, what is the meaning of urbanization? What is the meaning of urbanization? Transformation of rural area into urban centers. Okay, okay. Upgradation of infrastructure. Quality of life. That is rural development, urban development. Urbanization. Urbanization basically means either the existing villages are being converted into the urban areas, or the existing urban areas, they are spreading further, right? So that is urbanization. Urbanization in the country, right? What is the meaning of the urban area? Urban area. What is the meaning of urban area? ये भी सपोर्ट में आ गया इनकी. Okay, so one is the kind of activities. The kind of activities. Number 2, the total population. Like if you see, compare the rural area to the urban area, the 3 major differences you will find is urban areas are very congested. Density is very, very high. Like here, in one building, there are hundreds of people living. In rural area, it is very, very less dense. You will hardly find like 3-story. You will find double-story maximum. 3-story or multi-story building will be very, very rare. Then activities. In the rural area, the activities are mostly agriculture and allied activities. Livestock, animal husbandry, fishing, forestry, mining. But in the urban areas, the activities are mostly surrounding secondary and tertiary sector. Manufacturing, construction, banking, these kind of activities. Right? And third is the total population. Comparatively, the village population is less, and the urban areas are very, very big, like crores of population, millions of population. So these are the 3 defining criteria of the urban area, right? So definition of urbanization, that means shift of population from rural to the urban area. This is one aspect. People are shifting, migrating from the rural to the urban area. And second is change in the ratio of the total population living in the urban areas. Change in the ratio of the total population. Change in the ratio of the total population living in the urban areas. So what is the meaning of this? Online, please join the video, everyone. Khushbu, Sahil, Kundana, Ankita, Rahul Prasad, Rahul Goyal, everyone. Aditya. So change in the ratio. Change in the ratio. That means, for example, if in 2011 the urban percentage of population in India is suppose 32%, and in 2021 it is expected to be approximately 36%. So this ratio of the people who are living in the urban area, it is increasing. So as a percentage of the total population, earlier approximately 32% people they were in the urban area. Now approximately 36% people are in the urban area. So this change, this increase in the ratio of the people living in the urban area, change or increase in the ratio of the total population living in the urban area. This is also indicating the urbanization, right? So these two aspects you can consider. Now this change will happen. This change will happen either because of expansion of existing urban areas, right? So this why this change is happening, why this increase is happening. One thing is expansion of existing urban areas, and the second is new urban areas being created. That means basically rural areas converted into urban area. So this is urbanization. This is a sociological terms. Urbanization, right? Urban development. What is urban development? That means quality of life, infrastructure, and other facilities, right? Now, what is the history? History में आपने, if you see the history, earliest indication of urban area were found in Indus Valley civilization, right? So Indus Valley civilization, we can trace back the history, Indus Valley civilization, and after Indus Valley civilization, if you see history of the other countries, industrial revolution, the industrial revolution resulted into urban areas, right? So mostly urban areas are associated with the industrial revolution, right? So how it works is basically, so if we talk about rural area, there are large farm fields, and then certain people live here because they are dependent on this farm field. And then there is large farm field, then certain people living here. So the population density, population size, everything will be very, very limited. But if you talk about urban area, in the urban area, you'll find like there is one industry, and this industry is employing say 10,000 employees. Big industry, big industrial complex. For example, Jamnagar refinery, or any steel plant, any coal mining project, right? So this industry is employing 10,000 people. Now, because they are dependent on this industry, they will be living in a comparatively less area because they need to travel daily to the company, to the office. So automatically, because of the nature of the activity, it results into the density and high size. And most of these are people who have migrated from the rural area. Are you getting? So that's why it is associated with the industrial revolution. So there are two NCRTs of sociology in class 12. So you should start reading them, right? Class 12 sociology NCRT. 11th I don't have an idea कि 11th में कोई है या नहीं है, but आपके लिए required नहीं है, GS में required नहीं है. There are two NCRT. One is I think Indian society. One is Indian society, and second is social, economic and social. क्या नाम है इसका? Which one is this? नहीं. No, not this one. Just Indian society, and the second is social change and development. So these two NCRTs. हाँ. Right. So you can bring next time. Anyone can bring to the class. I will tell you the chapter names. It will help you in the paper 1. Very, very good book. Casteism, tribal system, family system, urban development, rural development, everything like feminization of poverty. You will find it over there. So start reading daily one chapter. It's very beautiful book. Sociology, right? So closely linked to the industrialization. Then lopsided development in the British time. So basically, before Britishers, the kind of urban areas we are having were traditional industrial towns or handicrafts based towns, and they were located throughout the India, for example Banaras and all other cities. But after Britishers, they focused on port city development, those in the coastal areas. Why? For the ease of import of finished goods from Britain and export of raw material from India, because their industrial revolution, it was fueled from the India or colonies like India. They were exporting finished goods to India, they were importing the raw material. So it resulted into lopsided urbanization or imbalanced urbanization. Some of the statistics, as per the, okay, you can ignore this. As per the UN estimate, urban India will have 583 million people by 2030. No need to remember this one. The second point, this you can remember. As per the Niti Aayog, it is expected. Okay. Is it visible to you from there? Or you can come here. Visible? Or you can shift to the corner so that it will be easy. Or you come here. So as per the Niti Aayog, it is expected by 2050 close to 50% of India's population would be residing in urban area. So as of now, how much it is? Up between 30 to 35, somewhere 32, 33, whatsoever. So we have an estimation as of now. Estimation Abhi, 2011 it was approximately 31 point something percent. So 2011 it was 31.1%. 2011. So based upon that we are estimating that it is somewhere approximately 35% now. And the expected growth in urban population is from 410 million in 2014 to 814 million in 2050. That means more than, almost double. Like approximately 50%. Approximately 50% people will be living in urban area versus 30% as of now, 32%. Now some of the terms about urbanization. Urban agglomeration. What is urban agglomeration? It's a kind of, multiple cities together. Like Delhi NCR, it's urban agglomeration, right? So just keep in mind the Delhi NCR. Delhi NCR means Delhi. Then we have regional areas like Gurugram in Hyderabad, Haryana. And this is Delhi. And surrounding, we call this NCR. NCR means National Capital Region. So this is basically, for example, in one part, Gurugram, Faridabad, Ghaziabad, Noida. So these are multiple urban areas, multiple cities. This group, this is urban agglomeration. Now read this. Urban agglomeration is a continuous urban spread constituting a town and its adjoining urban outgrowth, or two or more physical contiguous town together and any adjoining urban outgrowth of such towns. So what is urban outgrowth? Urban outgrowth, OG? Yeah, you know, peripheral area, outer area of the urban area. Like Delhi have, Delhi के बाहर जो villages थे, now they are also converted into urban area. So that's urban outgrowth. Or new colonies coming up, new areas being converted into housing society and all, that is urban area, urban outgrowth. Then second concept, these concepts are important for the prelims basically. These three concepts are important for the prelims, or you can use this in the introduction in your mains, like giving the definition of the towns and all, right? So statutory town, what is the meaning of statutory town here? Basically, statutory town here means that like they are declared as a town. Statutory, it means legally. Statutory means by law. That means government has declared them that it is a town, right? So it includes municipality, corporation, cantonment board and others. So municipality and corporation, what is the difference? Mostly it is about the size. Like municipal corporation is big. For example, Delhi Municipal Corporation or Ghaziabad Municipal Corporation. Municipality is comparatively smaller. Like, so in smaller cities, it is there, right? Then cantonment board, it is in case of army, cantonment board, like Delhi Cantonment Board. So in that particular area, the administration will be done only by the cantonment board only, right? Suppose we are in Delhi. This is Delhi. Now this particular region, this is Delhi Cantonment Board. And in this area, there will be no authority of Delhi Municipal Corporation. So DMC, it will be governing entire Delhi except this region. So this is Delhi Cantonment Board. And there are townships, notified townships. Example बताइए. Port cities, okay. So township can be, you know, belonging to a particular company. Jamshedpur, yeah. So for example, companies there, like as I told you, there are thousands of employees working there, and all of them are living in the company township. Company township, right? Entire administration of this township will be done by the company only, that particular company only, like Tata, Reliance, or government company like NTPC, ONGC. They have their township in the remote area. So they have the township, and in those township, complete infrastructure, complete governance, everything is taken care by those companies. So this is notified township. Cantonment board, I have told you, right? So notified town area committee or notified township, it is same. Notified town area committee or notified township, right? So, oh, this is basically like number of statutory towns in India. Number of statutory towns. How many statutory towns we have? Approximately 4,000 plus. And how many number of villages we have in India? More than 6 lakh. And how many districts we have in India? चेक कीजिएगा. इट इज समवेयर 660 टू 670 उसके बीच में होना चाहिए, चेक कीजिएगा. Now census towns like 3800 plus, it means approximately we have these many number of towns in India, census towns in India. So what is the meaning of census town, right? Census town, what is the meaning? Basically statutory town, it is legally declared. Like there are municipality or municipal corporation, so there are legal bodies to work upon. Census town means an area which has some specific feature but may or may not be declared as a statutory town. Like there is a village which is having 10,000 population, most of the people are working in the industry, and density is also high. Like for example, Gurugram. So near about Gurugram there are many villages. Now those villages are having these kind of features because they are very adjoining to the Gurugram. Neither they are coming in the Gurugram, neither they are giving in the Gurugram because they were villages independently. So they are not governed by the Gurugram Municipal Corporation, but they are having the features of the this census town. So census town means the town which is identified based upon some census features. Census features, what will be the census features? So major thing is if an area does not have the municipality. So यहाँ पर municipality नहीं है. There can be other, like there can be ग्राम पंचायत. Municipality नहीं है, municipal corporation नहीं है. These features are missing here. जो यहाँ पे थे municipality, municipal corporation, cantonment board, these are missing here. ये governance का structure नहीं है. हाँ feature हैं आपके minimum 5,000 population plus these are three features which have to be satisfied combinedly plus, right? 5,000 minimum population plus at least 75% of the main working population engaged in the non-agricultural working. Non-agricultural means industry, service sector. And third, density of population of at least 400 persons per square kilometer. फॉन्ट क्लियर विजिबल है पीछे से? So 5,000 plus 75% plus 400. आई थिंक यहाँ पे ये करेक्ट ही होना चाहिए. स्टिल आई कंफर्म, वैसे ये होना चाहिए मेल. बट लिखा तो हुआ है ना, तभी तो. हाँ अभी लिखा हुआ है वहां पे, इसलिए वो क्रिटिसिज्म है. Now, some of the basic features of urbanization in India. Some patterns basically. One thing is lopsided urbanization. Lopsided means imbalanced. Imbalanced, like inside the urban area, inside the one city, we have extremes. Like we have slums, we have very posh colonies, we have good infrastructure on the one hand, and we have very bad infrastructure on the other hand. That is lopsided urbanization. Especially in the class 1 cities, especially in the metropolitan cities, this is there. So rapid urbanization leads to slums. Basically, most of the urbanization in India is basically because of the distress migration. Most of the urbanization is distress migration, because of the distress migration. So the people who are coming from a rural area, they are settling wherever they find the place, right? So because of that, the urban planning that do not cover those people. Like urban areas, there is a limited area, and the number of people kept increasing, so that limited area is not able to absorb the new incoming people. So because of that, slums start getting developed. So this is lopsided urbanization. And in India, urbanization is mostly because of two reasons. One is demographic explosion. Demographic explosion. Like all the youth from the rural area, they are migrating to the urban area. Right? So it is because of the demographic explosion and the poverty-induced rural-urban migration. Because in the rural area, the quality of life is very, very below standard. माइंड मैप सबमिट नहीं कर रहे आप? माइंड मैप्स So urbanization occurs not due to urban pull, but because of the rural push. Like, what is urban pull? The quality of life or something. But is it easy to live in urban area? दिल्ली में रहना आसान है, बट रहना होता है क्योंकि और कोई बेटर ऑप्शन नहीं है. फिर यहां से लोग कहां जाते हैं? फॉरेन. फॉरेन में रह के आप you have another difficulty. So most of the migration is because of the rural push rather than the urban pull. Urban pull should be there, that will show the quality of the urban life, right? Now tell me, what are the issues in the urban area? Issues and challenges with respect to डायमेंशंस. बताइए किस डायमेंशन में आप सोचेंगे, पहले ये बताइए. पेस्टल, और कोई डायमेंशन देख लीजिए आज. सेक्टर वाइज, ओके. सोशल, पेस्टल में से चलना होगा. पॉलिटिकल, Tell me the political challenges. बताइए. Okay. Basically, in the political aspect, we will talk about the urban governance. So basically, in your answer or even in your notes, you will not write political word. You will write urban governance. है ना? The dimension is political only. You have in your mind the political aspect only. But the word, the subheading that you will use is urban governance. So in the urban governance, basically urban governance is all about urban local government, ULG. Urban local government means municipality and municipal corporation. What are the problems which we are facing in the functioning of municipality and the municipal corporations? The first problem is multiple bodies exist in the form of multiple bodies exist, multiple, you'll say parastatal. There is a word given, parastatal, S-T-A-T-A-L. Multiple parastatal bodies exist. Like for example, if we take a case of Delhi, so दिल्ली के डेवलपमेंट की जिम्मेदारी किसके ऊपर है? वी हैव म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन प्लस, और बताइए कौन कौन सी बॉडीज है दिल्ली में? डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी DDA, which is responsible for infrastructure development, parks, housing bodies and all, right? और बताइए. Yes, Delhi Jal Board, which is responsible for water. Then there are ministries separately for multiple, like every sector. So municipal corporation, development authority, Delhi Jal Board, DJB. So basically, and even we have like ministries की मैंने बात की तो, like for road development, transport, Ministry of Transport. If we just talk about infrastructure, only if we are focusing on infrastructure as of now. So development, water and transport. So basically, all the bodies are working. So because of this, what is the outcome? What is the problem? It results into lack of coordination or yes, shifting the blame of failure or lack of accountability. और डुप्लीकेशन ऑफ एफर्ट कह सकते हैं. So this is the first issue. Multiple parastatal bodies existing. Okay. Then let us look into the problems of the or the inadequacies of the urban local bodies. The limitations of urban local bodies. So the limitations are, number one, the mayors are not having sufficient power. They are not empowered. सो मेयर तो जानते होंगे आप लोग, मेयर इज अ इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, and there is a municipal commissioner from the administration side. So from the political side there is mayor, and from the administration side there is municipal commissioner. Municipal commissioner is representing the state government. They are appointed by the state government. So state government want to control the affairs of the municipal corporation using the municipal commissioner. So it results into the mayor not able to take the suitable action or execution implementation of the schemes, right? So mayors are not empowered because of the state government intervening through municipal commissioners, nagar ayukt, right? Then about the funding. Like how you have, आपका सोचने का तरीका क्या होगा अर्बन लोकल बॉडी का, उसका मैन पावर, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स, फंडिंग, देन फंक्शंस. सो फंडिंग में क्या इश्यूज हैं? बेसिकली देयर ऑन फंड्स आर डिपेंडेंट फ्रॉम, कहां से फंड आते हैं? ये खुद के पैसे कहां से आते हैं इनका? लाइक दे हैव देयर ओन सोर्स ऑफ इनकम, हाउस टैक्स और ऑक्ट्रॉय चुंगी होती है ना, कुछ पार्किंग वार्किंग से पैसा मिल जाता है, दिल्ली में तो बहुत मिलता है. सो दीज आर देयर ओन सोर्स ऑफ इनकम, बट दीज आर वेरी वेरी लिमिटेड. दे आर प्राइमरली डिपेंडेंट ऑन द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट grant. So their dependence on the grant is very very high. Even whatever income sources they have, they are very very poor in terms of collection because of the political proximity with the local people. So funding becomes a problem. Third, the infrastructure issue. You can write infrastructure limitations. Infrastructural limitations. So they don't have proper infrastructure in terms of offices, in terms of other equipment required for the governance, use of technology. Like they are governing the very big area. So everything which happens in the area, whether it is a small problem like flooding or rainwater harvesting, for everything they need to have the proper monitoring system. Some kind of technology they need. But because of the poor technology, they are not able to catch that. Traffic management and all, right? What is the other problem? Absence of regular elections. The elections are not happening regularly. Because the elections कौन कराता है? State government कराता है. State government कराता है. हाँ, मतलब स्टेट इलेक्शन कमीशन किसकी, कौन बोलेगा उसको करने के लिए? So absence of regular elections. Like normally there should be election every 5 years, but these are not that much regular, right? कई बार ऐसा होता है कि for 2 years elections are pending because of various political reasons also sometimes, right? So these are the governance problems. So what is the impact of this? You can write the impact of this. What is the adverse impact of the problem of our urban governance? Basically this question they can ask in the paper 2 separately. Urban governance पे separate question can come in the paper 2. आया है already. Okay. So what are the adverse impact of poor urban governance? Poor service delivery. Ultimately, what is the responsibility of municipal corporation? Good service delivery. Like service delivery in what form? For example, water, health, sanitation. आप एजुकेशन भी डिलीवर करते हैं, स्कूल्स होते हैं म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन के, रिक्रिएशन, पार्किंग वगैरह, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इन द पार्किंग, लाइक पब्लिक प्लेसेस पे, या सैनिटेशन, राइट. What else? Their basic services like registration of birth, registration of death, maintenance of the roads and all, right? So poor service delivery is the major fallback, which impacts the quality of life of the people. Because urban areas में आपका एक एक दिन का इम्पोर्टेंस होता है. रूरल एरियाज में नहीं होता है. वहां 6-6 महीने तक लोग घर पे रहते हैं आराम से, क्योंकि साल में फसल 1 या 2 बार आती है, तभी उनको काम ज्यादा करना होता है. बट अर्बन एरियाज में एवरी डे इज इंपॉर्टेंट. लाइक इफ अ पर्सन इज वर्किंग and the person has to go to the office of municipality for some service, they have to take the leave of half day or 1 day. So it increases the economic loss of the person, family. Right? What is the other impact? Lopsided urbanization, like ठीक है, और बताइए. Okay, now let's move to the next part. So urban governance we have done. After the urban governance, the second is economic challenges. बताइए. What are the hard to for okay, सेक्टर वाइज जाइए. सेक्टर वाइज जाइए. इकोनॉमी में सेक्टर वाइज जाइए. वो तो वहां चला गया अर्बन गवर्नेंस में. इकोनॉमिकली डोंट थिंक अबाउट द म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन, थिंक अबाउट ओवरऑल इकोनॉमिक चैलेंजेस. ऑफ द किसके पास? वो तो फिर आप गवर्नेंस में चले गए. ओके, फर्स्ट इज एम्प्लॉयमेंट इश्यूज, है ना. इकोनॉमी में अब यहां पर यूज कीजिए इकोनॉमिक डायमेंशंस, याद कीजिए इकोनॉमिक इंडिकेटर्स को यूज कीजिए यहां पे. द फर्स्ट मेजर प्रॉब्लम इज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ अर्बन पुअर. देन एम्प्लॉयमेंट इश्यूज. वन बाय वन चलिए, सेक्टर में जाइए आप, इकोनॉमी के अंदर जाइए, है ना. इकोनॉमी चैप्टर्स के अंदर जाइए और बताइए क्या प्रॉब्लम. अर्बन पुअर की क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हैं? हाई इन्फ्लेशन, everything is available for a price in urban area, and mostly high inflation is in the food items, food inflation. It impacts their nutritional and food security. They have to manage by avoiding food at like one time. ऐसे भी लोग हैं. So high inflation leading to the nutrition and food security issues. Urban poor, what is the other problems? Yes, absence of permanent shelter. Resulting into poor standard of living. Employment issues. What are the employment issues? First of all, so we will talk about quality and quantity, both. Quality issues and quantity issues. Quantity issues, the absence of sufficient jobs. Sufficient gainful employment opportunities. The jobs are very less. Then क्वालिटी की बात करेंगे. क्वालिटी में वी हैव अंडरपेड जॉब्स, और जिसको हम बोलते हैं अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट. What else? Informalization. What is the meaning of informalization? That means the workers in informal sector. What is the meaning of informal sector? Less than 10 employees, not registered with the government. What is the adverse impact of this? Are you catching up? Are you able to catch up? Writing? Any problem? Speed is okay? No? Fast है थोड़ा सा? Is it fast? Okay, okay. Because these are social issues, na? So we all face these issues. That's why, like, there is nothing much to discuss. But it's about the thinking pattern. How do we think? So informalization, that means work in the informal sector. Informal sector meaning less than 10 employees working in the company and they are not registered with the government. What is the adverse impact of this? Resulting into no social security. Social security can be during the job and post the job. During the job, example in form of life, health insurance. And after the job, in the form of pension, post-retirement health benefit.
Sir, can we add examples like Munga fire incident, which happened in April this year?
Fire.
Yes, sir. In which many of the workers have died.
हाँ कह सकते हैं. Yes, yes, कह सकते हैं. Industrial safety issues. Absence of. But they don't report to the government. They don't report to the government that more than 10 people are working.
But like in an industry, it is not possible that the people will government will not notice that less than 10 people are working. So that's why
So government will notice, but they will take money, have the in pocket, will not write in the paper. So absence of safety in factories. और बताइए, what are the other issues? Like think from the people perspective, है ना? Wages, ठीक है. Gender wage gap. In fact, low female labor force participation rate. Why? I mean, if we compare the rural and the urban area, the female labor force participation is more in which area? Rural area versus urban area. On the other hand, if you see, the education is available more in urban area. But what is the reason behind this? One thing is feminization of agriculture, right? So in rural area, they are like forced to do the agricultural activities.
also the rural to urban migration is majorly males migrating to.
Yes, that is second reason. Male migration होता है, तो they are like, it leads to female working in the fields. So more female working in the rural area. Another problem is like in the urban area there are more restrictions. Like in jobs, they mean mostly that if one person is working, earning for the family, family is running, then you stay at your home. Are you getting? So social taboos जो हैं वो rural areas में हैं, वहां पर भी हैं, but urban areas में भी हैं. Like, why should you work when your husband is earning enough? So they are relating the job only with the earning part, not with the full development of the person, contribution in the economy, other things. So they are overburdened with the household responsibility. So what happens in the rural area, there are joint families. Joint family में क्या होता है? There are parents to take care of the grandchildren. But in the urban area, nuclear families होती हैं. So either they have to send it to the daycare center, which are very costly. So unless the income is very very high, अगर किसी female की job बहुत अच्छी लगती है, like she is earning 50,000 or lakhs of rupees, then only she will go. Otherwise, suppose she is earning 20,000, 30,000 rupees, and she is sending the children to the daycare center and is spending 15,000, 20,000 rupees, then she will not work, because she will think, why should I send my children? I should go out of home when there is no benefit, financial benefit. So these practical problems start coming in the urban area because of the nuclear family structure. So questions आते हैं ये वाले आपके पेपर 1 में आएंगे, क्वेश्चन लिख सकते हैं. Why poor labor force participation rate in? हाँ, that is also there. Barriers in the industry because of the dual responsibility of the woman. हाँ, double burden कैसे? हाँ, dual responsibility. Like they are supposed to take care of the home also and office also. अब घर में कुछ हुआ तो छुट्टी ले लेंगे वो. Yeah, that's also maternity leaves they have to take 1 year or 6 months. So that creates a breakage. And already male are unemployed, तो उनको जॉब मिल जाती है. Yes. So this issue is there. Like, okay, what are the other issues? Other economic issues? Poverty and unemployment के अलावा infrastructural constraints है ना? You can write infrastructural constraints. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में से आ जाएगा. ये तो आपका पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में सेपरेट चैप्टर है. Infrastructure in urban area, it is in the form of housing. और क्या होगा बताइए? या रोड्स, हाँ, हाउसिंग प्लस सैनिटेशन, इसको साथ में ले लेते हैं. रोड्स एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एक ये हो गया. और क्या इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर होता है? हाँ. So this is physical and this is social infrastructure like health, education, etc. So one by one, housing problem, the problem of slums, unplanned slum development. These slums are having unlivable condition. Then high rentals. On the one hand, and vacant houses on the other hand. So high rentals resulting into the increased cost of living. दिल्ली के अंदर सबसे ज्यादा कॉस्टली क्या पड़ता है आप लोगों को, जो दिल्ली के बाहर वाले हैं? रेंट. सारा रेंट एक तरफ और बाकी सब बराबर 10,000 रेंट और बाकी सब में 10,000 में मैनेज हो जाएगा आपका. एक्चुअली पूरा दिल्ली, अगर दिल्ली में आपका घर है, एक खुद का घर है, तो आप राजा हैं. और 2 घर हैं तो फिर आपको काम करने की जरूरत नहीं है. यही हो रहा है. एक्चुअली आप देखो पूरे ओआरएन में क्या हो रहा है. सब लोग खर्चा कैसे चल रहा है? आप ही से चल रहा है खर्चा, आप पूरे ओआरएन में जो लोग यहां पे रह रहे हैं. और आपको ट्रीटमेंट कैसे मिलती है? लैंडलॉर्ड से बहुत लोग परेशान रहते हैं. ऑनलाइन क्या हुआ आप लोगों को? सब लोग कैमरा छोड़ के चले गए हैं. कैमरा खोलने का कोई रेंट नहीं है. आप लोग बड़े घर पे हो तो बड़े सुख चैन से हो, मैं बता रहा हूं आपको. दिल्ली में रहना डिफिकल्ट है. खुशबू को तो दिल्ली में जगह नहीं मिल पा रही है, बेचारी 3 महीने से घूम रही है. सो vacant houses, why vacant houses? Because of complicated tenancy laws. So basically there are clauses, like if a tenant is living for a certain period, then he or she gets some right. It is difficult to vacate the person. So because of this, the owner, they are having the houses vacant. आप 3 घर ले लिए, 2 घर पड़े खाली पड़े हुए हैं, आप अकेले रह रहे हो क्योंकि आपके पास सफिशिएंट सोर्स ऑफ इनकम है. एक्चुअली ये है, पोस्ट कॉलोनीज में घर खाली पड़े हुए हैं बट वो रेंट पे नहीं देंगे. क्यों? अगर वहां पे जाके कोई बसा, कल खाली नहीं किया तो रेंट तो आया ही नहीं, प्रॉपर्टी भी गई. ये प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम है. हाँ, होता है. सो वैकेंट हाउसेस, राइट? सो दिस प्रॉब्लम, हाई रेंटल ऑन द वन हैंड एंड वैकेंट हाउसेस ऑन द वन हैंड, दिस हैज टू बी सोल्व्ड टुगेदर. This has to be, I mean, this problem has been highlighted by the नीति आयोग. नीति आयोग ने इसको हाईलाइट किया है. So what is the solution? First of all, simplify the tenancy law. Okay, simplify the tenancy law. And secondly, for the poor people, you bring the concept of rent vouchers. Make some rental accommodations and provide some rental vouchers so they can use the rental voucher for certain time. Now coming to the roads and transport, what are the problems?
Sir, can we add ventilation as well as improper lighting?
हाँ, वो तो यहां पे आ गया. अनलिवेबल कंडीशन, ये सब यहां पे आ गया. जो भी आपको अनहाइजीनिक है, अनलिवेबल है, मैं समझ सकता हूं आपके दर्द को. जो लोग दिल्ली के बाहर के होते हैं, उनको दिल्ली में सेटल होने की सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है वेंटिलेशन का इशू. नहीं है, वेंटिलेशन का इशू है. बिल्कुल होता है. 17 में मैं दिल्ली में शिफ्ट हुआ था और मुझे पूरा 1 महीना लगा था अच्छा घर ढूंढने में विद फैमिली, वेंटिलेटेड होम. बहुत अंदर से बहुत सुंदर होते हैं बट वेंटिलेशन नहीं होता मोस्टली बिकॉज ऑफ द कंजेशन. वो छोटे छोटे एरिया रूम्स में बना देते हैं वो लोग. ठीक है. सो अनलिवेबल कंडीशन में आ जाएगा वो. ठीक है. नाउ रोड्स एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट प्रॉब्लम, सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या है? कंजेशन ऑन द रोड, ओवर क्राउडिंग. और देखिए मेट्रो पहले नहीं थी, अब मेट्रो भी आ गई, लेकिन फिर बड़ी गाड़ी आ गई. पहले छोटी गाड़ी आती थी, अब एसयूवी निकल गई. कंपनीज ने निकाल दी. सो ये कंजेशन कभी खत्म होने वाला नहीं है बिकॉज कंजेशन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द माइंडसेट. ये माइंडसेट की वजह से है बिकॉज कार्स आर कंसिडर टू बी सोशल स्टेटस. कोई मेट्रो में चल रहा है तो इसका मतलब वो गरीब हो या ना हो, बट कहीं ना कहीं लाइक पीपल, अब जो हाई सोसाइटी से बिलोंग करते हैं वो मेट्रो में ट्रेवल करना उसको एक बिलो स्टैंडर्ड समझते हैं एक्चुअली. ठीक है. सो कंजेशन, व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? द प्रॉब्लम व्हाई दिस कंजेशन इज देयर, व्हाई दिस कंजेशन इज देयर, बिकॉज इफ यू सी दिल्ली, This is suppose this whole body is Delhi or the Delhi and NCR. Suppose ये Delhi है. दिल्ली का जो इकोनॉमिक सेंटर है वो कहां पे है? मोस्टली इट इज इन कनॉट प्लेस एंड नियर बाय. सारी मोस्टली जो आपके इकोनॉमिक अपॉर्चुनिटीज है वो यहां पर हैं. जो जितने भी गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस हैं वो सब यहां पर हैं. पार्लियामेंट है और वो सब यहां पर है. इंडिया गेट एंड ऑल, ITO एंड ऑल है ना. पूरा एरिया एक आ जाता है ये वाला सेंटर जो आपका सेंटर वाला हो गया. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल आर वर्किंग हियर, बट आर वी हैविंग द लिविंग अकोमोडेशन हियर? नो, वेरी रेयर, बहुत कम है. सिर्फ जो आपके मिनिस्टर्स और हाँ उन सब लोगों के हैं, राइट. एंड देन वी गो टू अदर एरियाज. सो वहां पर भी आपके जो अदर मार्केट्स वगैरह बनी हुई है वहां पे भी लिविंग कंडीशन उतना अच्छा नहीं है, रहने के लायक कुछ कंडीशन नहीं है. सो पीपल आर ट्रेवलिंग like except the old Delhi people who are living in their own houses in the local area. But if the new person start working in this area, then they have to stay out of Delhi. Suppose Gurugram में या नोएडा में, फरीदाबाद में, गाजियाबाद में, and they travel to this central. यहां पे ट्रेवल करते हैं वो, right? Or a person is working in the Gurugram. In the Gurugram, the rentals are very high. And the person lives in the Ghaziabad. Ghaziabad में रेंटल कम है. Here education is good and rental is less. It is a very good livable city. So people are traveling from Ghaziabad to Gurugram. So what is the problem? Why people are traveling? Imbalanced, unplanned development. So what can be the solution? The one solution can be these offices can be shifted to the peripheral areas. ऑफिस कैन बी शिफ्टेड टू द पेरिफेरल एरियाज. कंपनीज के ऑफिस अभी गुरुग्राम में शिफ्ट होने स्टार्ट हो गए हैं. अर्लियर वी हैड इंडस्ट्रीज इनसाइड दिल्ली, दे हैव शिफ्टेड टू द पेरिफेरल. सो पीपल आर लिविंग इन द नियर देयर फैक्ट्रीज नाउ, राइट. जो गुरुग्राम में जिनके ऑफिस शिफ्ट हो गए हैं वो गुरुग्राम में रह रहे हैं. सो दिस बैलेंसिंग हैज टू बी देयर, राइट. सो द अनप्लैन्ड अर्बनाइजेशन इज द प्रॉब्लम. Unplanned development of commercial spaces and housing facilities, resulting into long distances and resulting into more travel resulting into crowding. ये जो problem है, this is the outcome of this long distances between the commercial and the housing spaces. Even the transport is very costly. एक्सपेंसिव. मेट्रो कितना एक्सपेंसिव हो गया है. आप घर से एक बार बाहर निकलेंगे तो मिनिमम 50 to 100 रुपीज तो आपका जाएगा. आपको कितना लगता है? 100 रुपीज लगता है ना. दूर से जो लोग आते हैं. नो social life, in fact social or this. So one thing is privatization of the social sector is a very costly affair. Expensive healthcare facilities. आज जाकर के देखिए आप मैक्स और अपोलो और दिस, आपको एंट्री होने का ही 800 रुपये 1000 रुपये लग जाएगा. आपकी प्रॉब्लम को जाने बूझे समझे बिना 200 रुपये रजिस्ट्रेशन फीस है. सिर्फ रजिस्ट्रेशन फीस है जिसमें कोई कंसल्टेशन नहीं मिलेगा. सिर्फ वहां पे आपको मुंह दिखाने का 200 रुपये देना पड़ेगा. एक्चुअली अभी मैं मैक्स में गया था, यहाँ पर पास में मैक्स है आपका राजेंद्र प्लेस के पास में. कुछ टीथ में प्रॉब्लम था. सो 200 रुपीज रजिस्ट्रेशन। तो मुझे लगा कि शायद अभी डॉक्टर से मिलना हो जाएगा, तो बोले नहीं सर अब बताइए किस काम के लिए आए हैं आप पहले। फिर क्या ये क्या था 200 रुपीज? कह रहे सर ये रजिस्ट्रेशन है, या फर्स्ट टाइम यहाँ पे आए हैं तो इसलिए ये हमारे यहाँ पर अकाउंट खुल गया आपका। तो फिर 800 रुपये फिर वापस से लिए डेंटिस्ट के, और 800 रुपये देके वो बोले कि अब एक्सरे होगा, अब ये होगा वो होगा। तो मेरा कितना 3000 रुपीज का खर्चा आया। और कोई सॉल्यूशन नहीं मिला, सिर्फ कुछ मेडिसिन मिली। और अगर मैं जाऊंगा किसी प्राइवेट डेंटिस्ट के पास, जैसे कि हमारी स्टूडेंट है नेहा, सो शी विल चार्ज हार्डली कितना 200 रुपीज 300 रुपीज। कितना चार्ज किया है? 15,000। किसके लिए चार्ज किया है? आर्ट सेट, हाँ हाँ हाँ, उसका तो होता है, उसका तो यहाँ पे जाएंगे तो वो देगा 30,000 40,000। आप तो फिर भी कम ले रहे हैं, मीन्स कॉस्टली हो गया है, एक्चुअली वेरी वेरी कॉस्टली।
डिफरेंस भी तो होता है, तो डेंटिस्ट और सर्जन में सर्जन का फीस ज्यादा होता है, जैसे वो एक्सट्रैक्शन का वो सर्जन का फी अलग होता है।
हाँ वो तो है, बट फिर भी मतलब बहुत ही एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट है, बहुत ही ज्यादा कॉस्ट है वहां पे। हर चीज का एटलीस्ट आपको 5 टाइम तो एक्स्ट्रा मिलेगा मिनिमम, कोई भी कॉस्ट होगा आपका। सो दिस इज अ कॉस्टली अफेयर, है ना। जो अच्छी फैसिलिटीज है वो वहीं पे है। लाइक ये सिर्फ तो हम तो मिडिल क्लास लोग हैं, लेकिन जो पुअर लोग होते हैं वो अपनी लाइफ की सारी सेविंग खत्म कर देते हैं। उनका सपोज हार्ट का ऑपरेशन हो गया या कुछ कोई आपका उनको इंजरी हो गया, तो 5 लाख रुपए 10 लाख रुपीज, दे आर मर्सीलेस पीपल। वो मरने को मरने देंगे, वो बोलेंगे कि नहीं हम लोग नहीं ट्रीटमेंट कर सकते, जाइए कहीं और कराइए। सो इट इज मोर प्रॉब्लमेटिक फॉर दैम एक्चुअली, रिजल्टिंग इन टू डिसेबिलिटी। It results into disability, accidental disability, or again, diseases, lifestyle diseases, incurable diseases, right? So this is there. Similarly, in the education also, very very expensive. School tuition is very very expensive. School tuition is very very expensive. आप यहाँ पे 1 साल की IAS की तैयारी कर लेंगे, बट उसी फीस में आप बच्चे को नहीं पढ़ा सकते स्कूल में। एक प्राइमरी स्कूल को, आई मीन जो प्राइमरी एजुकेशन आपकी होती है, फर्स्ट क्लास सेकंड क्लास, तो कॉस्ट इज वेरी वेरी हाई, 20,000 15,000 पर मंथ। हाँ इंजीनियरिंग सस्ती है। दिल्ली में पढ़ा के देखिए बच्चे को आप।
पर डेमोग्राफिक इम्पैक्ट भी तो है,
हम्म
बिकॉज इनफेंट मोर्टालिटी रेट ज्यादा हो जाता है।
हाँ गवर्नमेंट में तो सस्ता है, बट गवर्नमेंट में जाता कौन है? एवरीवन वांट ओनली गवर्नमेंट जॉब, नॉट गवर्नमेंट फैसिलिटी। गवर्नमेंट जॉब भी करनी है, पैसा गवर्नमेंट से चाहिए, और खर्चा करना है प्राइवेट पे जाके। हाँ यस यस, but how many people get the government? That is the problem. Like wherever there is a good government facility, it is available only to few people, and if it is bad then no one will go there. तो प्रॉब्लम ये है, जो अच्छी फैसिलिटी है वो कितने लोगों को अवेलेबल होती है? The facilities are not increasing, government facilities are not increasing. Seats in the engineering college, medical college or management colleges, the government colleges are not increasing. Versus population, population is increasing. Population is increasing every year 10%, 20%, not every year, like every 10 years. But number of seats are not increasing. So that's the problem government के साथ में. So these are the problems you can write. Like there can be a separate question on urban infrastructure. There you have to write this. I am discussing this because they can be separate question. This is an important theme, है ना? पेपर 1 में भी हो सकता है. This paper 1 में भी question आपका आ सकता है ये, right? After infrastructure, what is the other issue? So we have discussed governance, we have discussed economy, we have discussed infrastructure. Now comes the social challenges. सोशल में बताइए. from joint family to nuclear family. What is the challenge here? आपको सिर्फ ये नहीं देखना है कि न्यूक्लियर फैमिली है, आप उसको एडवांस, यस. सो सोशल वैल्यू डिग्रेडेशन और यस, सोशल मोरल वैल्यू सेम हो गया आपका. और इमोशनल कनेक्ट, हाँ, यस, इमोशनल कनेक्ट इज रिड्यूस्ड. सो उससे क्या होता है? फीलिंग ऑफ loneliness resulting into depression. So this is a big problem. Mental health is a big problem. Anxiety, this depression, anxiety क्यों होता है? Because of living alone. आप अकेले रह के देखिए कभी, रात को नींद नहीं आती. बट आप सेम एरिया पे रह रहे हैं ना, हैबिट हो गई है. बट फिर भी इफ यू लिव एट योर होम, मजबूरी में है, कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है आपके पास में. बट विल यू चूज दिस लाइफ फॉर एवर? अभी तो बेस्ट ऑप्शन ये है, अभी तो हैबिट हो गई है आपको. बट फिर भी आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द लॉन्ग टर्म. व्हाट इज द सेकंड सोशल चैलेंज? हाँ, फेमिनाइजेशन ऑफ पॉवर्टी. यहां पर इतना स्ट्रिक्टली नहीं आएगा. और बताइए क्या होगा? सिक्योरिटी में आएगा वो. हाँ, वी कैन से इंक्रीजिंग सोशल क्राइम्स, वो कह सकते हैं. लाइक स्पेशली क्राइम्स अगेंस्ट वुमेन आर मोर in urban areas. Then old age problems. Because of degrading social values, they are left by the families. Their health problems, lifestyle disease like heart disease, high blood sugar, diabetes, dementia, Alzheimer, right? Then even casteism has a particular pattern. So in urban areas there is caste class relationship. What is the meaning of this? The low caste people, they are involved into petty jobs, resulting into less income. So they remain poor. Versus high caste people doing skilled jobs, resulting into high income, and they are comparatively better, middle or upper class. So there is a caste and class relation, right? Then racism is more in urban area because people are living from all over India. So in one area they will harass another person. Discrimination based upon the region, based upon the language, based upon the racial features, color. ज्यादा है. रूरल एरिया में मेट्रोपॉलिटन कल्चर नहीं होता ना. यहां पे बताइए कितने लोग हैं, कितने कंट्री, कितने अलग अलग सिटीज से हैं, तो रासिज्म तो यहां पे ज्यादा होगा. We are not comparing with the rural area, na. The question is not compare with rural. If you compare, then you will write. It is more in the rural area. The impact is visible more in the rural area in terms of discrimination. The casteism का question आएगा तो you will say in the urban area this is a separate pattern. In the rural area, this is separate pattern. Pattern अलग अलग है, but it is reflected in both the areas. Urban areas में in this term, rural areas में caste-based violence, discrimination, not able to vote, and other problems. No land ownership, all of that. ठीक है?
सर कम्युनलाइजेशन तो उसका है ये मेजर
Communalism. वो communalism is a major problem. Yes, that's very good point. Racism and यहाँ पर ऐड कर लीजिएगा communalism. This is a major problem of the urban area only, in fact. Racism and communalism. For example, Meerut riots, Delhi riots, like especially this will happen in the urban areas because of, again, the metropolitan culture. The people of all the religious community are living in the same area, and there is lack of social bondage, which is more prevalent in the rural area because people are living from generation to generation. So there are social linkages, friendships हैं, जानते हैं, they are related to each other. But in the urban areas, there are more of temporary relationship. Even if there are economic relationship, but these are temporary relationship. Right? Sufficient है इतना? और बताइए, और क्या डायमेंशन लेंगे? हाँ?
गेटवाइजेशन होता है कि एक पार्टिकुलर स्पेस में मैक्सिमम कम्युनिटी आकर रहने लगती है
हाँ,
तो उसको सोशल में लिखेंगे या इकोनॉमिक में
सोशल में. हाँ. Environmental challenges. बताइए, what are the environmental challenges? Yeah, high pollution levels. Not only water, not only air, but also water pollution, also noise pollution, also
सॉइल पोल्यूशन
हाँ सोइल
केमिकल्स फ्रॉम इंडस्ट्रीज
सोइल का ज्यादा यूज नहीं होता है तो वाटर में ही आ जाएगा वो मोस्टली जितना होगा उतना इम्पैक्ट होगा. सो एयर, वाटर, नॉइज पोल्यूशन, ई पोल्यूशन, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वेस्ट, रेडियो एक्टिव पोल्यूशन because of industries. Number 2. Example.
Degradation of groundwater levels.
Unsustainable. Use of natural resources, which includes water, land. For example, in the construction of Gurugram, the entire water has been sucked out. अभी गुरुग्राम में you have 3 crores of building, 3 करोड़ की बिल्डिंग आपका हाउस है, फ्लैट है, बट पानी आपके पास में अवेलेबल नहीं है. Then climate change induced extreme weather events. What is the meaning of extreme weather events? Like untimely and very intensive. Floods, rains. You have the problems of so many cities going into floods, like Chennai floods, Kerala floods, Bombay floods, Srinagar. So all the major cities, they are facing this problem. Why they are facing this problem? Because of the we can convert right here only, like the natural water bodies. Lakes जो हैं, the lakes they have been converted into, like they have been converted into the buildings. उसको level up करके, foundation करके और उसको building बना दी वहां पे. So the water bodies which are absorbing the water in the monsoon region, in the rainy region, because they are not longer there, so it results into water going around the city, resulting into the urban floods. So problem of the urban floods. This is a separate topic. The question can come from the urban floods separately. We will discuss in the paper 3 disaster management, this topic again, right? Why urban floods? Unplanned urbanization, more concretization of the urban area, deforestation around the urban areas. हाँ, कंक्रीटाइजेशन हो गया पूरा, राइट? और बताइए क्या प्रॉब्लम है? और अर्बन हीट आइलैंड, व्हाट इज दिस? UHI, huh? Yes. So if you see the nature of a city, city में क्या होता है? Buildings होती हैं, and these are reflecting the rays, right? And there are air conditioners, they are also pushing the heat, right? There are industries like power plants, they are also pushing the heat. So it results into too much heat in a very short region. So too much heat in a small urban area. This concept is called urban heat island. So urban area start looking like a heat island. So there can be a question on urban area and environmental challenges. 10 marks question. And then we can come to policy challenges, administrative challenges. कुछ हमने कवर कर लिया गवर्नेंस में, और बाकी हम यहां पे challenges कवर कर सकते हैं. कितना आसान लग रहा है ना? यूपीएससी एग्जाम हॉल में सब मिलके काम करेंगे, बट सैडली इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. वन पर्सन ओनली हैज टू थिंक. सो उस समय ये डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है. इसलिए ये मत मान के चलिए कि सर इसकी क्लास की जरूरत क्या आती है, तो हम खुद ही कर लेते. डायरेक्टेड ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग, दैट इज व्हाट आई एम डूइंग. एक प्रॉपर डायरेक्शन में ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग कर रहे हैं. सो यू हैव टू कैच द डायरेक्शन. The direction you have to use in the exam hall. This content will automatically come into your mind and revise this content. Because मेरे भी content base पिछले 12 साल की मेहनत से बना है. ये ओवरनाइट नहीं आ गया. ये बहुत सारी रिपोर्ट्स पढ़ी हैं मैंने, पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑप्शनल में, सेकेंड ARC, नीति आयोग, सब वहां से. एनसीईआरटी पढ़ाता, पहले मैंने एनसीईआरटी में पढ़ाई थी, कई बैच मैंने एनसीईआरटी के पढ़ाए थे. सो अलग अलग जगह से अलग अलग नॉलेज निकल के आ रही है ये वाली. तो ये मत मान के चलिए किसी बुक में नहीं मिलेगी आपको इतनी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नॉलेज. हमारे नोट्स में भी नहीं मिलेगी. नोट्स भी सुपरफिशियल लगते हैं इसके सामने. तो क्लास की अपनी अलग इंपॉर्टेंस है, क्योंकि जो टीचर होता है वो नोट्स के अंदर वो चीज दे ही नहीं सकता. अभी जो भी मैं आपको डिस्कस कर रहा हूं, अगर मैं सोचने बैठूंगा अकेले तो शायद उतना नहीं लिख सकता मैं भी. एक क्लास का एनवायरमेंट होता है जिस एनवायरमेंट में मैं भी अपना बेस्ट दे सकता हूं. सो क्लास कैन नेवर बी सप्लीमेंटेड विद द नोट्स, स्पेशली इन द मेंस एग्जामिनेशन. मेंस एग्जाम में सप्लीमेंट करना बहुत मुश्किल है नोट से, रिप्लेस करना. पॉलिसी चैलेंजेस में इट इज अबाउट द पॉलिसीज. नाउ व्हाट आर द मेजर पॉलिसीज इन अर्बन एरिया? हाँ, हाउसिंग स्कीम्स हैं. हाँ, और क्या स्कीम्स हैं? सैनिटेशन, स्वच्छ भारत मिशन, या ट्रांसपोर्टेशन पॉलिसीज है, मेट्रो एंड ऑल, है ना? तो उसमें क्या इश्यूज हैं, उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हैं? क्या कॉमन होता है ना? कॉमन अनऑथराइज्ड कॉलोनीज. ओके, वो तो हम ले चुके हैं. अनप्लैन्ड अर्बनाइजेशन में, हाउसिंग में ला चुका है हमारा, वो स्लम्स में आ चुका है. पॉलिसी चैलेंजेस, वन साइज फिट्स ऑल अप्रोच. यहां पर आप सेम यूज कर सकते हैं जो हमने कल डिस्कस किया था, सिमिलर, बिकॉज हाँ, फॉर्मुलेशन, implementation and monitoring. You can use the same content. Right? Are you with me, everyone online?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Kundana, Aditya?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now let's quickly see governance problems first. Autonomy, financial, parallel bodies, parastatal bodies, poor implementation of 74th amendment. That means elections time पे नहीं होना, mayor के पास power नहीं होना. All of these I have covered, right? Poor service delivery. Physical infrastructure, mobility we have discussed, public transport and all, right? Power and energy, this is a problem like absence of 24 into 7 electricity. Basically, in the urban areas, electricity plays a very important role because of the congested, closed spaces. Without electricity, it is almost difficult to live. Ventilation is very important. Lighting is very important. So for both of these, we need the electricity. So electricity is also a big problem. Then most of the electricity is still coming from the fossil fuels, coal-based electricity, right? Which is a polluting thing. In the mobility, in the transport, you can say non-integration in terms of different transportation. Basically, metro is not available in every area. The connectivity of every area is not equally good. Water sanitation, we have seen. Environmental challenges, pollution, e-waste, we have seen. E-pollution, है ना? Social challenges in terms of healthcare, affordability, education, housing, informal and lack of affordable housing, urban poverty, urban crime we have seen. So we have discussed everything, right? Lopsided urbanization, this is also one point you can write. Shadow urbanization. Shadow urbanization. These are the terms which you can utilize somewhere. Shadow urbanization. So it means we have discussed the concept of census town. So census town are not declared to be the statutory town. So they are basically not considered to be part of the urban area, but they are urban area only. So that's called shadow urbanization. Big villages which had crossed the census criteria to define what is urban are yet to be reclassified by the state government into the towns, statutory towns. और क्यों क्लासिफाई नहीं करते हैं वो बताइए, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? म्यूनिसिपैलिटी बनानी होगी, उसके लिए ऑफिस बनाना होगा, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंडिंग चाहिए उसको. सो इट विल क्रिएट द रिसोर्स डिमांड, राइट? Urbanization beyond urban boundaries. We have seen outer peripheries are growing and real estate sector haphazard growth. Real estate, I mean builders, they will construct in an unplanned manner. Now government is controlling through master plans and all, but it is happening. Then rural to urban distress migration. Most of the migration is distress migration, resulting into overcrowding, slum development, and rural to urban disconnect. Disconnect basically here means very, very high inequality. High inequality. Now, the government schemes. So, can I give this government scheme as a homework to you? I will post this document. So, all the government scheme are here, and most of these are self-explanatory. In case you come across some word which you are not able to understand, you can ask tomorrow, right? So, we have National Urban Transport Policy. This is self-explanatory, very simple. Just read this. Housing scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. Then we have Smart City Mission. All the features are given here. You can read it. Then Atal Mission for Regeneration and Urban Transformation, Amrut scheme. Then we have Hriday scheme, National Heritage City Development and Augmentation Yojana. 12th Fire Plan has given some schemes, some focus. Then other schemes which were introduced some time ago. And then we have budget schemes, Jal Jeevan Mission and all. So these you can go through yourself. Is that okay? Homework हो जाएगा आपका? Now, suggestion. What suggestion will you give? Let us see the suggestions now. First, make the cities inclusive. Make the cities inclusive. Inclusive cities. By including the poor people, providing basic amenity, right? Just write inclusive cities, and rest of the things are very simple. Yeah, urban governance, this is important. As I told you, there can be separate question on this. So we have to address the outdated laws. In the urban governance, one of the problem is outdated laws. So we have to reform the outdated laws. Then laws related to land, access to land, and land use need serious reform. What is this? Basically, the one I told, tenancy reforms. That's also land access law. Access to land, right? Rental. Okay. Land use. What is land use law? Basically, land is used either for housing purpose or for commercial purpose. So if you need to change the land use purpose, you need to take the permission from the government. So that permission is very difficult. So because of that, multiple problems arise. Land use change is very difficult. Like if a land is classified as a commercial land, then it is very difficult to convert it into housing land. The person can't live in that area. Then reforms are required with respect to empowerment of mayor empowerment, that they should be given the more powers. This pay scale and all, I mean, there should be reforms in the human resource of the municipality, right? Urban mobility, the safe mobility. Sahi, safe, adequate, holistic infrastructure. Sahi approach. So this is the keyword. Sahi approach. Safe, adequate, holistic infrastructure. Then what can we do in the financing? Value capture financing. What is value capture financing? Basically, it's a social term. Like we have venture capital financing, angel financing. Value capital financing is even in the social sector. We should bring the financing based upon the value it is creating for the country, for the society. So we should capture the value by providing the financing to the basic necessities, social sectors, all of that. So value capture financing में government can raise the money from the people by levying the taxes on the people who are utilizing the private resources. Like there are premium societies, and they are getting certain approvals. Swimming pool के approval चाहिए, for various facilities they need the approval. So the municipality, they can charge the premium from them. The value which is being created by the public infrastructure and which is creating the value for the private people. So they can get the money from the private people. This is the value capture financing. Like there is a concept of floor space index. Floor space index का concept होता है in the societies, housing societies. So in the floor space index, if there is some relaxation given by the government for the municipality to the society, to the builder, then they can charge some premium for that. So they are generating the resources from the private companies, private people. That's value capture financing, right? Credit rating of cities. Credit rating, what is this? Financial viability. How viable they are, how they will return back the money. So suppose there are 10 cities. So there are certain cities which are very good in terms of tax collection or maybe repayment capacity. So those will be having credit rating. So what is the advantage of credit rating?
Easy to get loan.
Yeah. So they can raise the loan from the government, banks, foreign agencies. So it will create the credit worthiness. It will create the trust of the loan giver. So they can generate the resources. Like they don't need to generate the resources for the revenue expenditure, but for the capital expenditure. Like they are building the housing societies, they are building schools, hospitals. So they can monetize later and they can return back the loan value. So not for the revenue expenditure, but for the capital expenditure, they should get the loan. Settle livability index, that means how are the living conditions in terms of traffic and all of that. Like if you compare Delhi and Chandigarh, you will find a difference. Delhi and Indore, you will find a difference. Some things are better here, some things are better over there. Municipal bonds, that means the municipal corporation or municipal body should be able to raise the bond, should be able to issue the bond. Disclosure of information, it will bring the transparency and audit of accounts, financial autonomy and decentralized planning. There can be a separate question on urban financing, urban local government financing. Especially in the paper 2, this question can come. And in public administration also. और किसी का है public administration? एंथ्रोपोलॉजी है, हिस्ट्री है, पॉल साइंस है. अच्छा आपका है? ओके गुड गुड. सो अच्छे से पढ़िए इस टॉपिक को. पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में सेपरेट चैप्टर है ना. फाइनेंशियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, रूरल डेवलपमेंट, अर्बन डेवलपमेंट, 4 चैप्टर्स हैं जहां से कोरिलेट करेगा ये टॉपिक. पोल साइंस में ऐसा कुछ है क्या? अर्बन इकोनॉमी, सजेशंस, सिक्योर जॉब्स, कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन, फॉर्मलाइजेशन, रिवर्स करना है आपको वैसे ना. इंटीग्रेटेड अर्बन मिशन, दैट मीन्स वी हैव टू इंटीग्रेट द स्कीम्स, वी हैव टू कन्वर्ज द स्कीम्स, converge the schemes. Digitization, green infrastructure, like green building. What is green building? Ventilated, use of the environment friendly material, sustainable human settlements, right? Affordable and good quality. Then Niti Aayog has given some suggestion from the Niti Aayog. From the Niti Aayog, you can remember this one, spatial planning and land titling. That is the urban planning, basically, better planning. This one and this one, citizen participation. बाकी तो सब हमने किया ही डिस्कस. ये भी कर सकते हैं, leveraging city economy. Titling, land titling. लैंड का बेसिकली प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन, लैंड प्लानिंग का पार्ट है. लिविंग सिटी इकोनॉमी, स्पेशल प्लानिंग एंड सिटीजन पार्टिसिपेशन. दीज 3 पॉइंट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर, अदरवाइज यू कैन इग्नोर. Then 12th fire plan has given some recommendations. From the 12th fire plan, you can remember the first one, bylaws for reuse of recycled water. First one. Then you can remember this one, RRR in waste management. These 2 points are sufficient, है ना? Budget. In the budget, they have given certain suggestions. One is circular economy. Circular economy. What is circular economy? The wastage is being used to reprocess and for reuse. That is circular economy. This point is sufficient. बाकी सब तो point तो repetition ही है. बाकी कुछ special है नहीं इसमें. ठीक है? Like अगर recommendation की बात करें हम, recommendations you should use only unique one. That's why I'm telling you. Only unique recommendation you should remember. ठीक है? Any questions so far? Question. Urbanization in India is full of challenges. Critically analyze. So introduction, body, and conclusion. In the body, you write the challenges. So 70% of the body, that is approximately 150 words, it will be around challenges. So you write governance challenges, economic challenges, social challenges, policy challenges, environmental challenges, infrastructural challenges. So maybe 2 lines from each. Then you will write government schemes in 2 lines. Just 2 lines of the government scheme that government is working through various effort, and then you write the suggestion part, suggestion and recommendation. Suggestion and recommendation of Niti Aayog and fire plan. Like 2 points from here, 2 points from here, 2 points from here. Introduction, either you can write historical, like Indus Valley civilization to Industrial Revolution to British time and so on. Or you can write data based, that almost 30, like almost 1/3 is living now, from 1/3 now to almost 1/2 in next 30 years. So that means there is a urgent need to bring the urban focus in the policies and everywhere, right? Abhi kitna hai? Almost 1/3 in the urban area. Till 2050, in the next 30 years, how many? Almost 1/2.